I'm really excited for these next couple videos. It feels so good to have an actual plan to talk about. Here it is. On one hand, you have a set of actions, a top-down approach. On the other hand is a set of changes, a shotgun approach. This idea is the combination of both hands. Most people only whine about political changes that should be made, with no practical plan to bring them to reality. Action, implementation, execution. That's where the difference is always made. It's not the idea that drives success, it's the execution. Every business guru will tell you the same. I'll spend plenty of time on the changes in other videos, and there's room for debate there, but not the actions. That's why I'm starting with extra focus here. There's a rational step-by-step plan to allow for the changes. Without that, the changes are pointless to discuss. Meaningless, abstract only. I only see one way, one path. I haven't seen anyone propose another that's worked or working. In recent videos, I laid out a path, as a concise elevator pitch and also as a step-by-step approach. And I went into greater detail on the points circled here. I'm going to fill in the holes today for a full view of the road ahead. It's not complicated and it doesn't ask anything of the average voter, other than to vote. We're leaving lots of opportunity to get involved and rally behind a real reshaping of our dysfunctional mess. So let's start there, with involvement, a movement. There's a deep hunger for change out there. People see the brokenness in our national politics. Organizations have risen up such as No Kings, Ice Out, Move On, Represent Us. At their core, these all want the same thing. Power back to the people. But when it comes time to vote, what do we have? The same broken system, the same corruption, the same two choices, the same division. We think a change in color from red to blue to red will fix it. Meanwhile, the goalposts have been moved. The norms pushed further. And we rely on the goodness of a politician. They tell us they'll be different. They won't fill the same expanded power. We've heard it all before. We're kidding ourselves. And there's third-party organizations, the candidates, running on a variety of platforms and issues, knowing damn well they'll never make a difference. Never make a dent in the two-party duopoly. Why do it? Again, until the system is fixed, it's the same. No chance. I'm not talking about disadvantaging the two major parties, just stripping away the built-in advantage they've built for themselves over the years. Tackle that first, then third parties will be able to compete. And there's independents, the 45% of us who don't want to be in one of the two major parties. And those that have left MAGA Team Red and don't have a home anymore, or left Team Blue. For all these groups, let's set a goal together and achieve it. Pool resources, pool messaging. Form one combined movement for the change we all want to see. Will it be 100% agreement? Of course not. But that's always the problem, isn't it? Great is the enemy of the good, and we accomplish nothing. And there's media on the left, right, and center. Most skew left and right because that's where viewer demographics are most consistent. And that's how money is made. Center is less sensationalized, less biased, and more trustworthy. In other words, it's news. This idea gives the left and right extremes plenty to rail against, because it threatens their established hold. But the more they call it stupid and dangerous, the more you know it's good. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The execution doesn't need those extremes to succeed. It counts on them doing exactly what it is they do. All right, 3 periods. First, before candidate. Second, candidate, run, win. Third, after inauguration. I'm a hockey fan, so let's look at this in 3 periods, 3 chunks of time. Building a movement behind an idea happens first. The goal there is twofold. Attract a candidate and set up for success. If there's enough of a movement to attract a candidate, then there's enough to establish a base of votes for that candidate. A group of people to organize and mobilize. To spread the idea further. Spread an idea that satisfies that growing hunger for real change. It builds on itself at that point. Why corruption? In my shortest idea statement, I used that word. There's a lot of words I could use when describing the problems of our national politics, and many I have used. In my peeling the onion diagram, I boiled that down to 4 words. But corruption is the most telling of those. It's the one root that leads to the other 3 words there. Fix that and you fix the others. I'm not talking about one particular branch. All 3 are corrupt. Congress was in the lead, but the executive has overtaken now. It could flip back or the court could make a go for it. It will not end unless we end it. So what is corruption? Isn't that illegal? Am I saying that all of our national politicians are crooks and should be in jail? No. The best definition I found is from Transparency International. Abuse of power for private gain. Simple. Entrusted power is the kind we give to national politicians. So I'll leave that word out for simplicity. We trust them to do what's in our interests, but they don't. They do what's best for their own interests. This is the other high-level problem statement in my peeling the onion diagram. They put self and party above country, above us, and party gain leads to self-gain. They're both aligned as private gain. Self-interest and private gain are human nature. We can't deny that. There are very few that live a selfless existence. We do what's best for ourselves and by extension our families. In our careers, our sports, our social interactions, we cannot ever rely on human nature to naturally align our politicians to our interests. We must set incentives and structure to do that. Otherwise, opportunity for private gain entirely surrounds them now. From corporations, from lobbyists, from committee assignments, from media visibility, from the stock market. Corruption as defined is the only natural and expected outcome. And the people lose as a result. That's the abuse. Candidate. I just did a whole video on attracting the right presidential candidate. But then they need to run, supported by a PAC to end all PACs, and they need to win 34% of the vote. That's 34% from a pool of 45% independents. Doable. But let's not rehash that here. That's the second period. Let's pop the champagne after our win and move on. So that's the first two periods. Build a movement by uniting people around a common goal, attract a qualified non-party presidential candidate team, and win a clear national mandate for change. But that's not the final horn. The game really gets interesting in the third. In the next video, we'll look at what happens after Inauguration Day and how to use our mandate to make real changes to fix the broken political system.